Welcome to the channel. I am Say Hi Paul, and this is another game of Warhammer 40,000 9th edition. So, what to tell you about for... Oh, wrong button, whoops. This all looks a bit too zoomed in for me. Maybe I need to step further backwards. Okay, so I'll start with the fact that my batreps, if you haven't seen them before, have a particular style. I ramble a lot. If you want to know more about why I do what I do and the way I do it, there is a video called Welcome, which explains why I am so professional and the camera angles are all really wobbly. What else to tell you about? Okay, let's get this out of the way first. This is a very narrative channel. It's very story-driven. We don't lean towards the competitive side at all. And as such, we have some house rules, which I will talk you through now. If that's not the kind of thing that interests you, then thank you for getting this far. I say this far, it's 1 minute in. Okay, so house rules. I'll go through these in detail as and when they become appropriate. There is also another video on the channel called House Rules and My Impressions of 9th Edition. If you want to understand the reasoning behind any of these, feel free to check it out. Okay, so no scaling on Smite, no restriction on multiple casters, same psychic power. That is not going to come into effect this game. One that will is absolutely come into effect this game is the no +1, -1 limit on hit and wound roll modifiers. We don't use the coherency check, but we remove models in coherency order anyways. No command point rerolls. We do not limit multiple uses of the same stratagem in the same phase. Most of these aren't relevant. The biggest one on here, though, is characters can charge with units. So if you've got a character and a unit together, and they're both going to charge, we roll 1 dice, move them once. Again, go through that if it becomes relevant. So, if you are still with me, we come to... Ooh, dodgy camera again. We come to the desolate side of the world known only as Serenity by the local populace. But Serenity is far from serene. It is a harsh, harsh world, and the rumour is that the settlement, the planet, was given its name in order to try and entice settlers here under false pretenses. Similar to, I'm sure, happens a lot. I was going to tell you a real world story then, and then I realised it might not actually be true because I just heard it. So I'm going to stop from that. I've tangented already, and I don't know how to recover from that. Quick, eject. So, on Serenity, we are deep in Imperium Nihilus, behind the Cicatrix Maledictum. This world has been abandoned, well, recently for hundreds of years, but before that, very little output or importance from this planet as far as the Imperium is concerned, and they see very little Imperial traffic, very little notice or attention from the Imperium at large. And as you've noticed, there are some rare Xenos artifacts present on the planet. We are out in the Badlands, a reasonable way from the human settlements. And we are here because the nefarious Monkey of the Alpha Legion are attempting to gain access to this webway portal. And the Eldari, the Azurani of Craftworld Alaitoc, are intent on stopping them. So, what scenario are we playing? We are playing Frontline Warfare from the 9th edition rulebook. That's one of the main battles, one of the main scenarios. We're playing 1500 points, circa. And it's the usual thing with objectives. 4 objectives in predetermined positions. Each one is worth 5 if you hold it in your command. No, hang on. In your command phase, you get 5 points for holding 1, 10 points for holding 2, and an extra 5 points if you hold more than your opponent. We have secondary objectives that we will come to later during the army summary. Briefly talk about terrain. What are we saying? We've obviously got some big line of sight blocking terrain that's going to count as obstacles. We're also saying that you can't finish your move on top of these. It's got a proper name, but I can't remember what it is. But that's basically what it is. This webway gate, it's been interfered with by the Alpha Legion. It's partially active. There are eldritch energies crackling and thrashing off it. And as such, we're saying this piece of terrain and the whole footprint is obscuring terrain. The one that you can't see through unless you're in it. You can see out of, but not through it. These other smaller gravel patches, these sort of rocky nooks, these three are also area terrain, but we're saying they are the other one that I think begins with a D. They're dense cover, that's it, which is -1 to shoot through them. All the gravel patches are difficult terrain, everything's light cover, and that, I think, is it for the table. Oh, shout outs. Dice that we'll be using are from deployment zone .tv. These objective markers are from cromlech.eu, and the game mat and these pieces of scenery are from gamemat.eu. I think that is more or less everything. And for the first time on the channel, I have a guest. Say hi, Claw.
Hi, Claw.
So, welcome to the channel.
I've been here many times.
You have been... Yes, okay, but I haven't filmed it and put it on YouTube ever.
Okay. Well, actually, you did, because we did the last game of 7th. But
that was on a different YouTube. It's the first time you've come here and we filmed a game that I've put on this YouTube.
Okay.
So, welcome. Hi. Yeah, okay. Speaking of YouTube, you also run your own YouTube channel, don't you, with our mutual friend Stormshroud?
Yes, it's Fast Panda Gaming, and that's all to do with Infinity the game. So it's nothing 40k on there, but it's all Infinity-based content on that one. And
Infinity is it's a skirmish game, isn't it, with about a dozen models aside in a high sci-fi setting?
Yeah, it's very different to 40k, but it's a war game, and there's lots of war games out there, but 40k, I'm still going to play it.
Okie dokie. So if you like the sound of Infinity, check out Fast Panda Gaming. I was going to say War Game. Yeah. Fast Panda Gaming on YouTube. There should be a link below. A lot of people say links below. I can never see the links. Maybe you guys can, and I just don't know how to use the internet. Yeah. So you have brought your Alpha Legion today.
I have, and for those people who've watched you for all those years, it's the Alpha Legion. We did the 4-way Chaos game.
Yeah.
Way back in the mists of time.
I was going to mention that. So it was me with my Emperor's Children, you with your Alpha Legion, Winters with his Death Guard, and Chewie with his Black Legion. I say Black Legion with his Mauler Fiends and Predators and Cultists.
Who won that one?
Who won that one? Some dude who didn't have a name. Yeah, the guy who sat back in the corner, let everyone else kill himself, and just walked onto the objective.
The Alpha Legion, Legion type of game.
Yeah. Just like when you're in a role-play game, the warriors hack all the enemy to bits and get battered, and then the halfling runs up, stabs someone in the foot, then sits on him and starts eating a pie. Hashtag that really happened. So actually, having a guest on the channel for the first time, and this being a game filmed against someone else, is actually going to make this a little different. And I'm discovering I don't really know what to say now and what to go through.
Shall we go to the armies?
All right, fine. So this is a little under 1,500 points of Craftworld Alaitoc. So, the army is based around a few principles. So, essentially, some of the Alaitoc Pathfinders have noticed the monkey activity on this world and have noticed them, let's say, tinkering with the webway portal. They've raced back to the Craftworld, who have sent out a strike force, post-haste to eliminate the monkey threat. Now, what I'm saying is that the nearest webway spire that they've had to emerge from is quite narrow, which is why I only have small, light vehicles in the force, and it's very aspect heavy. It's also aspect heavy because Alaitoc are an aspect heavy craft world, similar in many ways in that respect to Baal Tan, but it's a more subtle inference from the narrative. They are much closer adherents to the Azurani way, the way of the paths, where an Eldar will learn something very specific to the exclusion of all else, master it, and then move on to another path. And that's how they keep their minds from running amok and doing random things like giving birth to dark gods. Hashtag wasn't us. Hashtag it was a Drukhari. So they are incredibly puritanical and very, very strict, which means a lot of them just can't hack it. Many of them go on to become outcasts, following the outcast path, and they become rangers, which is why Alaitoc has a lot of rangers. But following that train of thought, because they are such rigid adherents to the paths, that to me says they'll have a lot of aspect warriors, because the aspect warriors are the war paths. So my Alaitoc armies are always pretty aspect warrior heavy. So what are we looking at? As I said, there's 1,500 points, and it's a battalion, a single battalion, 2 HQ, 3 troops, 2 elite, 2 fast attack, and 3 heavy support. So those of you familiar with the Death of Hope campaign on deploymentzone.tv will recognise Farseer Ilisar and his compatriot Cronrith the Warlock. If you haven't seen that campaign, it's a multi-part narrative campaign with Craftworld Alaitoc, a collaboration with Winters. It's on deploymentzone.tv, and it's actually free to view because the guys made it available to all during the start of the coronavirus lockdown. There is a link in the profile if you haven't seen it and you want to go and see it and get a taster for what Deployment Zone TV is like. However, I digress. So it's also the first time I've used Craftworld Alaitoc since the Phoenix Rising book came out. And the Phoenix Rising book has got a whole load of additional rules for Aspect Warrior Shrines and Psychic Powers. So I've decided I'm going to have a play about with those. I don't really know how it's going to work, and there are some interesting things. So, for example, Farseer Ilisar, he's the warlord. Or is it a she? I can't remember. No, he's the warlord. I think, is he a he? I have to think back now. I think he's a he. Yes, he has the Alaitoc Craftworld trait, warlord trait, which is puritanical leader, which is any units within 6 inches of him, any Alaitoc units within 6 inches of him will auto pass morale. Come on, focus. No, camera hates me. Will auto pass morale. He has a remnant of glory, so a relic, called the Falchu's Wing. Oh, moving right, I've messed it up. Called the Falchu's Wing, which basically gives him a movement of 12 in the fly keyword. I think it's like a magic feather that basically lets him fly. So he has that. Psychic powers. This is where it gets a bit interesting. So he knows he's fighting the Alpha Legion, who are very mysterious and good at hiding and all that stuff. So he's taken Doom and Guide. That's what he has prepared. They're the runes he has immediately available and able to cast into the ether. So Guide enables reroll to hit. Doom, reroll fail wounds against a particular enemy unit. But what is interesting is the Phoenix Rising book lets you exchange Smite for a different power. I think that's quite an interesting experiment. So he has no offensive psychic powers. His other power is called Fateful Divergence, which you can cast on a unit within 6 inches, and it basically gives them one reroll of either to hit, to wound, or damage over the course of the next turn. It might be saved as well, I'll have to check that. But I think that's quite an interesting thing to play with, is the notion of him not being able to do a smite. Those people, again, who've seen the Death of Hope campaign, he was very, very offensive in that campaign. Very proactive, let's say. He did a lot of smashy, and he's being much more subtle here. He's guiding his troops. Cronrith also has a Remnant of Glory, so spendy command point already. On what's it called? Ghost Walk, which is a very interesting one. You cast on a unit near within 6 inches. And I think it's 6 inches, and they get +2 to the charge, which I think is quite nice. He's gone for Empower, Innovate, Empower and Innovate, which is either +1 to hit or -1 to hit if you cast it on either a friendly unit or an enemy unit. He has. Why did I move that command point up there? He's also taken a Remnant of Glory, which I have not then told you about. He has the Shift Shroud of Alan Sayre, which is -1 to hit him, but it also means he can set up in reserves and come in more than 9 inches away from the enemy at the end of any turn, end of movement phase. So he is going to be coming in with the unit of 10 Striking Scorpions. Now, I spent another command point on Exemplar of the Scorpion Shrine. So as well as the usual Warlock ability, he's also gained the Scorpion Sting ability. So this unit of Striking Scorpions, they're Mandiblasters, which are sort of like scorpion venom that fire off at the start of each fight phase. They will trigger on a 5 or 6 rather than just a 6, which is, yeah, we'll see how that goes. There's a lot of experimentation going on here. Where to go next? We have a unit of 8 Pathfinders with Eldar sniper rifles that can effectively deep strike. This unit of Dire Avengers, which one's this? This is the one with the guy with the 2 guns. So he has exchanged his, I think it's called Battle Fortune, his Exarch ability for Blade Storm, which means that 6s to hit from anyone in the unit will do an extra hit, which I think is kind of cool. We'll see how well that works. This unit of 10 Dire Avengers, he has a Shimmer Shield and a Power Glaive. These guys have taken defensive tactics. So when they overwatch, they will hit... no, hang on. I'm remembering that entirely wrong. Defensive tactics is an ability that they all get. I'm going to have to stop and look at my list now because I've totally messed that up. Silly me was reading the wrong line in Battle Scribe. So they have Avenging Strike, which means if any model in the unit has been destroyed, they get +1 to hit and wound. Which sounds gross. I'm definitely going to have to check the wording of that to make sure I'm using that right, because that sounds awesome. Basically, he doesn't like it when his lads die. His lads and ladesses. He gets miffed. Okay, then we have 10 Howling Banshees. I spent another command point on Exemplar of the Banshee Shrine. So in addition to the regular War Shout ability, she also grants Graceful Avoidance to the whole unit, which basically gives them a 5-up shrug in melee. Super cool. These ladies are entering from a webway portal for another command point. I've spent 4 command points before the battle has started, so they will deep strike as well. 10 Swooping Hawks with their 4-shot las blasters. Oh yes, I love those guys. They are the Exarch is changing his power for what's it called? Suppressing fire. If we fire Overwatch with this unit when we get charged, the enemy is at -2 to charge. Dark Reapers, 5 Dark Reapers. The Exarch has a Tempest Launcher. These guys are really good in that they always hit on 3s. No minuses make any effect to these guys. And the Tempest Launcher can fire out of line of sight, which is really handy. I haven't changed his power because, frankly, my brain was starting to lose the ability to cope with all the changes and new rules. 1 weapon platform, which again can fire out of line of fire. I think it does D6 strength 6 shots. 3 Warwalkers with 2 Shuriken cannons. Basically, each one of these is like a Space Marine Inceptor from a fire output point of view. Anyway, 3 shots of cannon, so 6 shots a model. But they can outflank, so they should be coming on from reserve. And a Viper with a missile launcher to zip around and blow stuff up. And that is my Eldar army. Let's go and have a look at the Alpha Legion. So, this is the Alpha Legion. So, looking at what we've got, I'm going to point the camera at it and talk a little bit, and then I'm going to point the camera at the Claw and ask him to tell me stuff.
That's the Alpha Legion.
Got it. Okay, so let's go to deployment.
Yeah, cool.
Right, okay, so it looks like you've got 2 big units of cultists.
Yes, cultists, because they're Alpha Legion. They have recruited the local populace, as they should do. They're not the strongest, most powerful unit in the world, but I've got to bring them. Got to bring them.
Monkey, and your corrupting influence.
Yeah, because we promised them things that if they survive, they can have. If they survive,
they totally won't survive, man.
Probably not.
Nah, okay.
But they know there's a cause. There's a reason to why they live, and we treat them better than the Imperium. So yeah,
that's debatable.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so
there's two lots. Basically, I've split them into 2 20s, 1 shooter unit and 1 melee unit. The melee unit's got a couple of flamers in it. The shooter unit's got a couple of stubbers in it.
Okay, it's all WYSIWYG. Okay.
All WYSIWYG, always will be.
Right. Okay, it looks like a unit of 10 Marines?
A unit of 10 Marines, and they are the kind of centre of the army. They've influenced. They've come down onto this planet. They've gone into the local populace. They've pretended to be normal Astarians.
They've done a lot of the manipulation.
They have been around, and they've come to this webway, and they know what it's all about. Those guys are, yeah, they are the army, and they're tactical. They can do everything. They're good old tactical Marines.
Yeah. You know what I think would be really, really cool? You know, you can get like little name things to put on the bottom of the bases, so you can get printed whether it's called a Jeffro Robinson or whatever. If you just got a job lot of 40 of them that all say Alfarius, yeah. Okay, it looks like a bog standard Rhino.
Bog standard Rhino, because rhinos are rhinos.
5 bikes.
5 bikes, because zipping around is a thing apparently.
Jettis, is that a power fist I can see?
It is a power fist on a bike, because I thought it looked cool.
Ooh, yeah, it does. He's pointing at things as well.
Yeah, hit them, shoot them.
Any special weapons?
There is... Nope. No special weapons. I took it out. I put one in, but then points was a thing, because this is 1,502 points.
1,500. No, not in front of the muggles. It's 1,500, folks. He hasn't got a point over. I'll clip the arm off one of his cultists.
You did say circa.
Yeah. I was trying to imply slightly below. Not that if you win, it will be totally invalid because you've gone 2 points over. Moving on. Looks like you got some Terminators, a mix of combi weapons.
I've got some good old-fashioned Chaos Terminators with all sorts of stuff in there. There's the big cannon, which has never been any good. He's got an axe.
No, it's still terrible.
Still terrible.
Still terrible.
Look cool, though.
Oh, yeah, it looks awesome.
Yeah.
But it's meant to be terrible, right? Because this is a 10,000-year-old prototype gun.
Yeah.
Compare it to all the other guns 10,000 years later, it should be shockingly bad. But, should maybe be, free. Because it's terrible.
There are 2 with combi bolters with melters on there. So the 2 at the back, I've got the
so
melters.
Bit of anti-tank.
A little bit of anti-tank, you never know, because they are the good old-fashioned, should be able to deal with everything kind of thing.
Cool. This looks like a predator that's lost its wings.
The Predator is the cheaper Predator, yes. It is the one that did really well in that four-way.
It didn't take out all my dreadnoughts. It was a lie. I like the guy peering out the top. I think that's cool.
His shoulder pads, I don't know where they've gone, but we'll just gloss over that bit as well.
Yeah. There's a Night Lord Rhino out there somewhere with a set of head wings that's got a 3-foot wingspan. So he lives in the Rhino hatch now. I'm familiar with that one.
In the centre, we've got a Hellbrute, but...
No, that's a dreadnought, mate. Look at it. It's clearly a dreadnought.
It is clearly a dreadnought.
Yeah. We shall not be saying the H word unless we are simply referencing the data sheet that the stats come from.
That's what I meant. It's the it counts as.
That's better. Now, what are these?
What are what?
The
Devastators? No.
Havocs.
Devastators are the kind of good ones.
Good.
Yeah.
Whatever. They're all monkey filth. They're all going to die.
Yes. Because I was fighting Eldar, I thought low power, high volume Devastators.
Yeah, that's.
I'm saying Devastator because for the Emperor.
Well, quite. And so it looks like your Dread has got multi-mortar and missile launcher for the shooty goodness.
Shooty goodness, hide in the shadows.
Okay,
It's the Alpha way.
It looks like we have Alfarius, and Alfarius.
Yep.
This particular Alfarius looks like a Terminator Sorcerer.
Yes, he is. Again, WYSIWYG, he's got the Combi Bolter.
Yep.
He's got spells.
Yep. Warp Time, Smite, and Prescience, I think you said.
Yep.
Okay, we'll come to those as and when. This guy looks like a lord with a sword.
He's a lord with a sword. He is Alfarius. So he's got the Alfarius, the Alpha Legion Warlord trait. So I can move my... when I'm destroyed, I can immediately have another one.
Ah, yes. So one character dies. So it turns out that wasn't your warlord. It was someone else.
That's the one.
Cool.
That's the one. And I like that one. It's not really... It used to be good in 8th because it would stop you getting the warlord kill all the time. Not so much in 9th, I believe. But I still like it. Also, I need to I will randomly roll for it before we start. For his other warlord trait, because he gets another one, because he's took that.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. I thought you'd done that. Right, we'll come to that in a minute. Okay.
I hadn't done that. I was. This is. Yeah. Anyway, he is WYSIWYG. What he's got is he's got a plasma pistol and a power sword. Frag grenades and all the grenades. But it's always going to be WYSIWYG with me.
Cool. Okay, and who's this chap?
Who are you pointing?
Well, he's Alfarius.
Oh,
he looks kind of preachy.
The Chaos Vicar. Chaos Vicar is my priest. He's got Dark Zealotry, which gives me the reroll fight phase thing within his bubble. He's also got Warp Side Plea, which adds 1 to my hit rolls for ranged attacks.
It has just occurred to me that I didn't do a sound test to see if you could be heard properly on the video. Whoops. Sorry, carry on.
Okay, we'll carry on. And it should be alright. I've got quite a good voice. He's...
loud.
Yeah, loud. He's got the Accursed Crozius and a bolt pistol. Yeah, I know. The plasma could be taken last time.
Oh, right. Okay, it's not an option now.
Yeah, I know it's not WYSIWYG now, is it?
Oh.
It used to be.
Well, maybe... No, it's a plasma pistol, but it's just on a low charge. He's letting off smaller spurts of plasma that coincidentally
this is why I love you.
Are about the strength of a bolt.
Yeah.
He's rationing the remaining power cell because it's old.
10,000 years old.
Yeah.
That's potent.
Hey, sorted.
I knew we were going to come up with this. I was trying to rack my brain for the narrative, but Paul, you genius. Thank you.
Okay, relics and warlord traits.
Okay, relics. I've got the Hydra's Whale, and that's on the priest.
Okay.
Now, the Hydra's Whale, I read it and thought, ooh, that's cool. I want to take that one. And what that does, basically, on a battle round, every time you, Paul, want to use a stratagem, I roll a dice. And on a 4-up, it costs you extra command points to do that stratagem.
Well, it's not very friendly.
I know. That's why I liked it.
Oh. When do you have to activate it? Is it the start of the battle round?
Yeah,
do you know?
once per battle, at the start of the battle round.
Okay.
So, yeah, that would make stratagems for one round very difficult for you, and you have to think and all that kind of stuff. So, It's also a relic that I thought I'm not going to forget about.
Yeah.
Because I use it once and then done.
Yeah, cool, yeah, like that.
Because, like me, you put relics in and forget all about them, and then at the end of the game, it's, I should have done this.
Any other relics or warlord traits?
He's got another warlord trait for the priest. Because the priest is pretty handy.
So you had to spend a command point on doing that, didn't you?
Yeah, this is I am Alfaris, or we are Alfaris, or whatever. He's got clandestine, and because of your house rules, he's gets a -1 to hit over 12 inches anyway, because he's Alpha Legion.
Yep.
And I've also got this warlord trait for him that's just cost me another command point. When resolving it, it's called clandestine, and you subtract 1 from a hit roll. So it's
cool.
-2 over a foot away.
Oh yeah, I totally should have mentioned that with the Alaitoc. The Craftworld trait is -1 to shoot at them from more than 12 inches away. Sorry. That's the Alpha Legion trait as well. Yeah, everyone gets that.
Everybody gets -1 to hit.
Yeah. There's not a lot going to get killed in this game.
It's on a misty battlefield.
It's a very foggy planet.
Very foggy.
And auspexes don't work because of the magnetic poles or some words like that.
Okay, so that's the warlord trait, and I've got to randomly roll for 1 for the...
When do you do that?
I'm going to do it before we...
Deploy. Right.
Deploy.
Okay, so in which case...
turn it off now, we'll roll it, and we'll tell you.
Okay. What'd you get, Al?
I got Lord of Terror. The opposing player must roll a extra dice when taking a morale test for the unit within 6 inches of your warlord. My warlord. Alfaris there you're pointing at. And use the highest result.
Okay.
So an extra dice, and you take the high one. So more people to run away.
Good stuff. He's a scary fella. Maybe it's something to do with that sword with all the shrieking souls of the many years of torment and stuff. Okay, the narrative's on the blink. Let's go and deploy. So we're in the middle of deployment. I have chosen this side, mainly because there's a bit more line of sight blocking terrain, and a bit more cover. I won the roll. That side is more exposed than this one, so I have chosen this one. And I have put a Viper behind this big oh, hello, there's a shadow from the light. I'm not, oh dear. How to do the there we go. So I put a Viper behind this big rock, and in response, the Claw has said, I need some chaff to go fiddle with the artifact in the middle, and so has put some cultists.
That is one of my secondary objectives, is fiddling with the thing in the middle.
Yes, you made a very good point that I entirely forgot to talk anyone through any of the secondary objectives. This is the quality that people can come to expect from this channel. Whilst the Claw is continuing to deploy... Oh, no, yeah, I have to deploy something now.
I've got many cultists, so I thought I'd just start loading trays up.
Yeah, good idea, man. So, secondary objectives. The Alpha Legion are attempting to find the notebook that they wrote the secondary objectives on. That's one thing they're attempting to do. Right, hang on. Notebook.
Kill the warlord, fiddle with the thing in the centre, and another one.
I was going to try and read out the actual names.
Okay.
I've lost my notebook. Have I put it underneath this book? No. You guys don't want to hear me looking for my notebook. The Alpha Legion have got first strike. So, 5 points if they kill a unit in the first turn, and an additional 3 points if they kill more units of mine than I kill of theirs in battle round 1. They're also taking one of the clandestine operation ones to... I can't remember what it's called. I'll consult the book. It's called Investigate Sites. So that is what they are here to do. If they're within 6 inches of the centre of the battlefield, they can have an infantry unit perform an action and gain them 5 points. Basically, they are here to gain access to the webway. So it requires lots of fiddling. They've also First strike. They are responding to the Eldari turning up at short notice. So they want to hit them like a sledgehammer. And slay the warlord, you said as well.
Yes.
You remember my Farseer from way back when you were put on this path.
When we were guided down this path of corruption.
By the Eldari Cabal.
Yes. Those evil people.
Yeah, hashtag not guilty.
Yeah, okay. It weren't exactly. We didn't take much convincing.
No.
But
20 minutes. It'd be much easier for John Horus, you know. Will it really? Yes, the right thing to do. Yeah, okay.
Okay, we'll do that.
Okay.
And we know you're Alaitoc from way back then, so we want to kill that person. Just a bit of revenge. For the Emperor.
You want to remove them as a casualty. You're not killing my character. Well, we'll see what happens, won't we?
For the Emperor.
We'll see what happens for the Emperor, yes, indeed.
Hydra
Dominatus. Hydra Dominatus. Okay, and mine. I am playing. I've taken the mission specific one, which is Vital Ground. So if I control, so I will get 3 points if I control Al's objective, and I will get 2 points for controlling either of these No Man's Land objectives, and nothing additional for controlling mine. That's an additional to the primary objective stuff.
Which confused me when you picked sides, because you need to control this one, which is out in the open. That one's not so much in the open, which you would have needed to control.
Well, I've picked that one for narrative reasons, because I'm basically here to try and sweep you off the site, which is why I've picked Assassinate and Thin Their Ranks, because I'll get points for killing your characters, of which you have lots. 3, yep. And I'll get points for killing your units, of which you have, some. I have raced to this zone, this battlefield, and I am going to sweep you off it, and I need to gain grid control. I don't know the extent to which I'm going to be able to score that very often. In all honesty, I am probably looking at scoring these two more than that. We shall see. It felt fitting to me, rather than just picking lots of stuff. We don't need to fiddle with that. We know how that works. And we're just here to exterminate the monkey menace. So, right, I'm going to stop talking now and go back to deploying. Okay, so we have deployed. So let's talk through the deployment. I'll talk through the Eldar first. The Eldar had fewer drops than the Monkey. First thing we did was had this little dude behind here, get some fast moving going on, so we can pop up and use that missile launch to blow stuff up. The Night Spinner is fairly well protected here. It's just about in line of sight of those Havocs, but I'm going to target those with prejudice. This unit of Dire Avengers is the line of sight is blocked by the eldritch energies of that warp gate, webway gate, and there is an objective there for them to go and get to. The Farseer, keeping them, they're guarding the Farseer effectively. Then over here we have some Dark Reapers ready to rain down fire out of line of sight with the Tempest launcher and put missiles into other things. And some more Dire Avengers ready to jump on that objective. And from an Eldar point of view, everything else is in reserve. Striking Scorpions setting up in the shadows, War Walkers approaching from the sides, Swooping Hawks swooping down, Howling Banshees coming out of a portable webway portal, and Cronrith the Warlock coming in with one or other of those units using the Shift Shroud of Alan Sayre. So, what does it look like from an Alpha Legion perspective? So, the Dread is behind that hill. There's a Rhino there, presumably full of the 10 Astartes. A couple of big blobs of cultists, I guess, sat on an objective and maybe ready to go left, go right, and go and tinker. Predator and the bikes, getting a bit of cover from that large line of sight blocking terrain.
Don't forget Alferis behind them.
Oh, Alferis.
You might have missed him because he hides a lot.
Oh, yes. And then also
Alferis is there.
Another Alferis and some Havocs. So talk us through your thinking, Al.
Chaff straight down the middle because that's what they're for. So I need to tinker. So send them to tinker straight away. If they die, they're cultists.
Yep.
Die for me. One of your secondary objectives is this objective, so I've sat them on there for.
Well, it's that objective, but it's also these two as well.
So if they die, they'll just follow up. Which, yeah, more cultists. More cultists. Send more cultists.
Of course, you can tinker every turn because we don't put caps on the amount of points that can be scored. So it's definitely worth me untinkering those cultists. That's the wrong expression. Preventing the tinkering capacity. Killing them. Yes, death.
Yes, I'm glad you're not using the word fiddle. Right. The bikes are behind here to go left or right. If they're a fast unit and get anywhere and sit on anything. Alferis, Warlord Alferis sat behind the Predator because way back in the way, tank tactics used to be a thing. You used to full of tanks in. That's just, I like it. I think it makes sense. Stop doing that.
I'm trying to simulate nodding.
Oh, okay. Shoot you boys. No. Havocs.
You're not an orc.
I am. Shoot you boys. We've got big guns, big shooters.
No, Alan.
Oh, you used my real name. I'm in trouble now. Right. Heavy bolters, because you are elves and many shots.
Yeah.
It makes more sense.
Bend like reed, snap like twig.
Yeah. These guys over here, again, I can go anywhere. Probably there. This guy, he wants to stay in the shadows as much as he can because he gets his bonus anyway because he is data sheet of...
He was once Alfarius.
He was once Alfarius.
The best way to describe an Alpha Legion Dreadnought. He was once Alfarius.
Still is. In his own way. So yeah, that's why I did what I did. And I've got the Terminators and the Terminator Sorcerer in reserve because they should be.
Yeah, cool. Teleportarium and all that stuff. All that jazz.
For when things get sticky.
Okay.
Or about to get sticky.
Okay, so we need to do the start of the battle round stuff and the who goes first stuff. Let's do the who goes first stuff. It's a straight dice roll in ninth ed. Do you want to go first or second?
I'll go first, please.
Okie dokie. So start with battle round 1. You need to do your Chaos Vicar.
I do need to do my Chaos.
So we'll do that. Okay, so Alfarius successfully encountered the Warp Sight plea to give these guys +1 to hit, was it?
Yep.
To give them +1 to hit. These guys have shuffled a little bit.
2 of them.
Because, yes, 2 of them, thank you, have shuffled a little bit because they want to get line of sight on those Dire Avengers, but not be exposed to the line of fire from the Dark Reapers. So the ones who could see have stayed still, the others have shuffled. So those Dark Reapers are in for a bad day. The bikes have just moved onto that objective in order to lay down more fire down there. We had a conversation about whether they were just driving across the table and the objective happened to be in their way, but I think it's more of a case of they are counter-encircling. They're trying to protect the flank of their central objective, so they're moving out. This Predator has edged forward so that it can get reasonable fire on the Dire Avengers, but not be exposed to Dark Reapers. Because we're a narrative channel, we didn't just move out the first corner of the Rhino so he could fire the twin las cannon from the headlight. We moved it forward so the las cannon could see, and we are both perfectly happy that the Dark Reapers, as they stand, do not have return arcs of fire. This other Alfarius has stayed here to reinforce these guys with his presence and his wisdom, or in the case of a Chaos Lord, threaten to cut the noggin off if they do the wrong thing. So one mob of chaff, sort of dutiful Imperial citizens who have been convinced by these Imperial Astartes that they are doing the Emperor's work, have moved up to investigate the central site. The second wave, the reinforcements, have started to move up behind them. I mean, they've been given black cowls. What's wrong with them? Do they not? Yes, you're working for the Emperor. Here is a black cowl. Here is a spiked dagger. Here is an 8-pointed star. Yes, my lord. I mean, really. So they're still on that objective, and they're ready to move up if these should get killed. When they should get killed. Bearing in mind, of course, we still cannot see through that middle piece of terrain. That webway is a tornado of eldritch power. This rhino, presumably full of Astartes, has pushed onto that objective, and this dreadnought has moved a little bit further forward, but is basically staying out of line of sight as a reserve. Anything to add?
No.
Okay, let's shoot things! So we kick off the shooting phase with these Havocs laying fire down into these Dire Avengers. Now, I don't have a lot of Eldar, well, left alive, never mind just on this battlefield, so I am keen to keep those alive, so I'm going to spend 2 command points on lightning fast reactions to make them an additional -1 to hit. So it's -1 for fieldcraft, -1 for the terrain, -1 for lightning fast reactions. The claws also got +1 from the chanting of the prayer.
Plea, the warp site plea.
The warp site plea of Alfarius. So we'll come back to you with some saves, I think. Okay, so we also remember that 2 of them have moved. They were an extra -1 to hit, so they needed 6s to hit. Then the other ones needed 5s to hit. So I'll roll the saves. Oh no! Oh no! You did not get any hits.
It's going to be one of those.
It's one of those games. Yeah, I'm going to sound like a right so and so.
Could prove difficult for me to kill something in the first round.
I don't think we're going to kill anything. We've just been looking through all the stratagems. All your stratagems are the foil to my army. I think we're going to get to the end of the game and nothing is going to be dead. Okay, let's. Bikes, okay.
I am going to spend a command point on Veterans of the Long War on those guys.
Okay, cool. So they'll wound easier.
The wound's easy
if they hit. Back in a minute.
They've got bolters and they're close.
So they're going to get 4 shots each.
Yeah.
But for the bolters, they are further out than 12 inches. So they are going to get the -1 for the terrain, the fieldcraft, and the lightning fast reaction. So they're going to hit on 6s.
Jesus.
Yeah, 6s. Are you sure you want to spend the command point on veterans?
Well, if I don't, I can't kill them at all.
You've got to hit them, man.
Yeah, I've got to hit them, but I've got that many dice.
Yeah, alright. It's not like you're short command points, is it?
No.
Alright, back in a minute. So, hitting on 6s. 4 wounds. Wounding on 2s with veterans, in fact. They're in the cover, so 4+ save becomes 3+ because of the +1. So saving on 3s. We're good! First strike's not looking so good now, is it?
No, it's not. Some stupid house rule. But it'll come back to get you and then shoots back at me.
Portraying what would realistically happen, because they're moving around like Yoda in his lightsaber fight. They're in dense terrain that you can't see through. They're covered in camouflage, and they're hulking around big weapons. Those things do apply in concert.
I'm going to put a couple of lasers down there just to see if I can catch a couple of...
Yeah, go on then. No.
No, because it's again
It's -3, yeah. Oh, no. Well, I was going to say re-roll for the Lord, but it's only 1s.
Yeah.
Oh, Stormbolter. Yeah, right. They're only -2. 1 hit. It's going to be one of those days, mate.
I'll get my calculator.
Right, whilst he thinks. So these cultists have started investigating the site because they are within 6 inches of the centre of the table. So as long as they haven't been murderised before the end of the turn, that will score you 3 points.
I didn't kill a single thing.
Not only did you not kill a unit, you didn't kill a model.
Not a thing. I couldn't hit. Well, I hit 4 times.
4 times. Yeah.
But one was a rubber bullet, and the others.
Yeah. Right. So let's chalk your points up and move. Unless no charges, and move on to our diary turn 1.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're at the end of the Eldari movement phase. These Dire Avengers spent a command point on matchless agility to advance 6, so they now have some, but because of being slowed down by the terrain, they have some models in range of that objective, but not quite enough. We will have to measure up. I don't think I outnumber the bikes yet. I do have to rain some murder into the bikes. I really do. The Dark Reapers have moved up to put fire into things, target-rich environment, because of the Eldari special rule that I can't remember. Battle focus means I can advance and fire without penalty, so they are still firing. These Dire Avengers actually got a 6 for their advance, so they've managed to move up onto that objective. Ilisar, using the Falchi's wing, has flown up with them, and we're about to do some psychics. Of course, I totally forgot. I thought, yeah, maybe I can kill a rhino. And I just remembered, it's full of Marines. That's going to be a problem. Viper popping around the corner to aid some fire in various directions. This one has stayed still to start shelling whatever's left. So, first we will go to the psychic phase. And I think there are only 2 things we're going to do. I think we are going to guide the Dire Avengers to re-roll shoot-ins for not that much. We use the Runes of the Farseer to re-roll it, and that I'm pretty sure is a pass. I will check the number afterwards, and then we're going to doom the Rhino for that. So these are re-rolling to hit, and then everything that shoots at that is re-rolling failed wounds. So that's in the psychic phase. So now we go on to the start of the shooting phase, and I believe I keep on wanting to say Night Lords. There are other legions. The Alpha Legion are going to conceal. Is that right?
Yeah, conceal 2.
Conceal for 2 command points on this unit of cultists that are fiddling with the webway. So they're sort of putting camo cloaks on, hunkering down, and I don't know, tapping into wires. I don't think Eldar have wires. That's probably stuff. Okay, so. So now we're going to go on to shooting. I'm going to work out what fires first. I think the first thing to fire is... is it? I don't know. Now, what I'm going to do, one of my faves. Or am I? Ooh.
A wise man once said, shoot only that's going to shoot at one thing.
Yeah, that was a jolly wise fellow who ever said that. Okay, right, let's do some Dire Avengers. So, 1 bike killed by the Dire Avengers. Let's stick with the principle of only firing things and only firing at one thing. And the Farseer will throw his Singing Spear into that Rhino, hitting on a 2. Strength 9, winning on a 3. For a wound, flat save of 3+. Saved. Right. Now, the Dire Avengers are going to shoot at it. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this was somewhat unexpected. These are the wounds. So the Exarch in this unit has 2 guns. He also took that ability that I can't remember the name of that meant that everyone in the unit, when it hits on a 6, gets an extra dice. The unit's guided and the Rhino's doomed. So there are 9 at -1. Sorry, 9 at -3.
Yep.
9 at -3, so you use 6s for these.
So 5.
Oh, that's a lot of 6s. I can't actually see you when I'm looking at the camera. And then 8 at just normal saves.
3 up. Seven.
Okie dokie, so it has 3 wounds left. And a missile from the Viper also flies in, has hit and wounded, saving -2. which is a fail for D6 damage. For 5, does it explode? It does not. Okay, so it's not the Alpha Legion's day, is it, Al? So we didn't do the roll on... Oh no, he's going. We didn't do the roll on camera for how many of them died getting out, because I thought maybe 1. 5. 5 of them have died.
5. I think that's probably the most we've ever lost through one of those. I can't remember 1 or 2 maybe you kind of get, but 5?
Yeah.
Half of them?
Yeah.
Oh.
So, morale phase notwithstanding, those Astartes have piled out of their rhino and are securing this objective. We advance. We cannot charge. So I need to look for some more guns to shoot at them with. Okay, so this support platform with a Shadow Weaver doesn't require line of sight. So it's going to fire a hail of monofilament over and land it on these Marines. Now, it's a blast weapon, so it's heavy D6 shots. Because it's a blast weapon, it's a minimum 3 shots against 5. So D6 shots for 3. Okay.
-1 to hit.
Yes. Oh, it's not so much fun when it's used against me, hitting on 4s. Oh. Right, okay, let's make myself feel better by firing Dart Reapers. So Dart Reapers, the Tempest launcher, the except the Tempest launcher is going to fire at the Havocs over there because he doesn't need line of sight. And the other Dart Reapers are going to put their missiles there. Missiles that have totally got a name that I'm not looking up. Their Star Swarm missiles, are heavy 2. So let's do that.
Remind people who you were shooting at.
Yeah, everyone knew I was shooting at the bikes. So hitting on 3s automatically with Dart Reapers, never modified, which did not make the claw happy. We have a total of 3 saves, -2, 2 damage. So each failed save kills a bike. Saving on 5s, 2 more bikes dead.
Not you.
Okay. Then we have, whilst casualties are being removed, then we have the Tempest launcher firing over outside of line of sight. Again, never modified, unfortunately, for Mr. Claw. It's a blast weapon, 2d6, minimum 3 on each dice. I know it's not clear in the rules whether it's per dice or per roll, but it is clearly meant to be per dice. As far as I'm concerned, narratively speaking. Either way, that's 10 shots. Okay, so the Tempest launcher fires over with many shots, and Havocs, they are tough. They are heavily reinforced. And long story short, nothing died. So, charge phase. Nothing to charge with, because these advanced. I suppose technically I could charge with the Farseer. That would not be prudent. So we're on to the morale phase. So morale over here. You lost 3.
Yep.
So D6 plus 3. 2 plus 3 is 5. Less than the leadership. They're fine. Over here. Now we've just been having a debate about whether or not to spend 2 command points on his same bravery, knowing that you can only do it once a game now. Mm-hmm. And I think you've concluded you want to do that?
I'm going to do it because you saw the 5-1s earlier.
Yeah. We worked out I've only got 3 that are in range, so probably you'll still keep it, but
probably is not.
5 ones. yeah, okay. So 2 command points, the same bravery, they hold. Which is the end of Eldari turn 1. Obviously no points for primaries in turn 1. My Vital Ground secondary can't be scored at the command phase, so I didn't have anything there. The thin their ranks is an end game objective. So nothing doing there, and I have not assassinated any characters. So that is the end of Eldari turn 1. Let's see whether or not this is a malicious snare of a trap that the Alpha Legion have lured the Eldari into, and see how well they do in Alpha Legion turn 2. So, Alpha Legion movement phase. This unit of cultists have moved up to continue trying to get data from this webway. These guys have stayed put because they are holding that objective. They haven't moved at all. Was that intentional? No. Okay. The Dread has took his head round. Presumably he's going to shoot at stuff. This Predator has moved around the corner in a move I like to refer to as, oh dear. Yeah, that's a gun. It's definitely a gun. Yeah, it's a problem. Those cultists have stayed still. That Lord, did the Lord move?
The Lord backed up, so he's even 3 inches away from this Predator.
Ah, okay. Directing the fire of the Predator. These bikes that weren't in engagement range have skirted round the Dire Avengers, who are going to take a lot of fire from those Havocs that I failed to kill last term, and have driven right up into the grill of the Dark Reapers. I suspect they're in for a bad day. So it's now the end of the movement phase, and stuff's gonna happen. So I think you've got some deep striking Terminators coming in.
I've got some deep striking and some deep taking off.
Some deep taking off, that sounds unusual.
Yeah.
So you're spending 2 command points on Renascent Infiltration to remove 1 infantry unit from the board and basically put them into reserve and bring them on next turn.
So these guys have gone away.
Do you want a shovel?
Yeah.
Okay, and some Terminators are coming on. With a flash of teleportation, the Alpha Legion Terminators appear in the... what am I playing? Alaitoc. Whoops. Back line. They have they overstretched the Alaitoc, leaving this big gap, allowing this deep strike to occur? We will find out presently. On to Psychic phase. Psychic dominance belongs to the Eldari this day. This Chaos Sorcerer attempted to weave his feeble magics, attempted to cast Smite, denied by Ilisar with 2 6s, a maximum 12. Then, never mind, the Smite was a bonus. Warp time, let me get the Terminators onto that objective. Ilisar's having nothing of that. 12 again. Feeble. Feeble monkey, feeble!
Yeah, I'm not salty, I'm just angry.
So the Havocs that I'd really hoped to kill last turn whilst the Dire Avengers jumped into the open. The Alfarius has incanted his prayer to give them +1 to hit. I ummed and ahed about lightning fast reactions again. I decided not to. Long story short, heavy bolters, 12 wounds. So, -1, 12 saves of 5 up. Let's see how we do. Oh. 2 saves, which means 10 wounds. So, we've got an Exarch left with 1 wound. Ow! Okay, that hurt. Do we know where we're going next?
Yeah, let's...
These guys...
No, over here.
Ah, right, okay.
He moved specially.
2 last cannons into the. It's not a Viper. Is it a Viper? I think it's a Viper. I'm going to say Viper.
2 last cannons with support from the Chaos Lord.
Hitting on -1 because of me being further than 2 foot away.
Yeah.
So 4s rerolling 1s. 2 hits. Strength 9. Toughness less than 9. So, yeah, 2 wounds. I need to check what my save is. Okay, 3 up save, -3. 2 saves of 6s. We do d6 damage each. Oh, I saved 1! d6 damage, d6 damage! For 1! It lives, it lives, it lives! I suspect that Dreadnought's going to shoot it. Okay, these stubborn monkey who have held their ground have unloaded into these Aspect Warriors. 3 saves to take with bolters. No minuses in cover, so 3 saves of 3+. 2 fails, so that's 2 die. And then 2 with plasma, from the plasma gun and the plasma pistol. Saving on 6s because they're -3. 2 more die. So the Dreadnought firing down, failing to hit the mark with the multi-melter. 3 saves from frag missiles of 4+. It's +1, -1. Cover and the missile. 2 more die. So the biker's laying down a furious fusillade of bolt fire into the Dark Reapers, whose armour held strong. This elite group of veterans of the Long War, clearly very disorientated from the teleport. This vision still returning to normal. Entirely failed to hit / wound / do any damage at all to the support weapon. And these boys are tinkering.
They're fiddling.
Fiddling, tinkering. Doing the thing. Doing the thing. Okay. Any charges to declare, sir?
Yes. The bikes.
Okay. Oh, I am totally overwatching on that. Okay, let's do that one and see how that goes, and then come back with others. Okay, so we are at the end of the charge phase. The Dark Reapers killed nothing on Overwatch. The bikes made it in. Over here, these Chaos Astartes charged in. The Dire Avengers killed nothing on Overwatch.
Even with 5s and 6s.
Even with 5s and 6s. The Terminators, the Sorcerer of the Terminators charged as 1, as per my house rules, and made it in. We have a lot of fighting to do. Where are we starting the club? Bearing in mind I can interrupt with my 3 solely tasked shooting units that really, really don't fight very well. But, you know, I could interrupt. Dire Avengers are the ones I'm most likely to do it with. Or maybe the Dark Reapers, they might get super lucky. Dunno. Where are we starting?
Just give me a minute.
So, with a Power Fist and a Chainsword, these 2 bikers have killed 3 of the Dark Reapers and then piled in to press the attack. Okay, so now these Astartes are attacking these Dire Avengers. Rolling to hit and wound. 4 saves for the Dire Avengers to take from regular close combat attacks, saving on 4+. 3 die, and 1 to save from the Power Fist, which is -3, which goes straight through and kills 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4 die, just leaving the Exarch. Ow! That really hurt. Wandering over to the dead pile. No. Dead pile. He's rolling dice. What's going on?
Oh, I'm moving dice.
Right then. Over here. Right, let's see what happens here. So the Terminators just taking out that support weapon with ease. The Dark Reaper Exarch managed to take a wound off one of these bikers. Hooray! Not so lucky over here. And we said earlier, have the Eldari walked into a carefully orchestrated trap orchestrated by the Hydra? Right now I'm thinking yes. Definitely appears to be a yes, because the Eldar have got 6 models left on the table. We've got 2 Dark Reapers, 2 Exarchs, a Farseer, and a Viper. The Marines have got massive board control, which is going to seriously limit where I can bring my troops next turn. They are on all 4 corners of this board.
Should have took that one, shouldn't I?
Should have took that one, yeah. And they're gaining more points for this thing. And unless I want to spend 2 command points on him, he also fails his morale test. If he'd been in range of the objective, I'd totally be doing that. But he isn't. So he's going to withdraw back into the webway. This guy is immune to morale because he's the 6 inches of the puritanical leader.
Stand and fight.
Yeah. Okay. It's going to be interesting. So at the end of the we had 10 points to start the turn for the objectives held, and another 3 points for tinkering again, putting the Alpha Legion on 16 by the end of turn 2. Now I need to have a lot of go away and think long and hard about what I've done, and bring my reinforcements back on.
This is where it's going to turn, because you've got a lot to bring on.
I've got a lot to bring on, but they're not. The thing with Eldar is that they're tools in a box. They're not a Swiss Army knife. They're very specific jobs. Do I have the hammer to your nail, the spanner to your nut, that sounds wrong. The screw to your driver. No, that sounds wrong as well.
Yeah, stop doing that.
I'm going to stop that now. Do I have the right units to complement, to achieve what I need to? And are you going to start to run away with the points because you're holding my objective? I am going to have no objective to start the turn. I am going to remain on 0 points in turn 2. So I've got to get onto these objectives in turn 3 in order to start getting points. That is going to be a challenge. Let's see what head scratching can come up with. What?
Come on, Paul. We've played many times, and many times you have turned this kind of thing round.
We'll see. I am not so convinced today. Not anyway. Well, let's see what happens, eh?
Yeah, let's roll some dice.
Yeah, I can't put. I've got long range stuff that I want to sneak on an area terrain. I've got rangers, right? And the area terrain I want to bring them into, Alpha Legion, Alpha Legion, Alpha Legion, Alpha Legion, Alpha Legion. I can't get them in. Alpha Legion. They're everywhere. Ah! Okay. This has taken a lot of thinking, and the thinking is still ongoing.
And the dice aren't random.
The dice aren't random. So I've had to be trying to work out where I can bring my reinforcements in, and these represent little pockets, little windows where I can bring them in. Now, I've had to do all my moves before I bring any reinforcements in, but the Alpha Legion have a stratagem. What's it called?
Scrambled coordinates.
Scrambled coordinates that he can play when I bring any unit in from reinforcements. That says, so he declares it before I put anything on the board.
As soon as you pick it up in your hand, then I declare it before you put it down.
Yeah. And that means I have to deploy 12 inches away. So all of these gaps will basically close for any unit he chooses to play it on. So not only do I have to work out where I want, because all the deployments coming at the end of the movement phase, I need to work out where this is going to be, but also allow for the fact that he might push me back 12 inches. So my head is a bit at the moment. So I've just declared my swooping hawks, and he has elected to not play that stratagem on them. So I'm now going to deploy the swooping hawks and grenade bomb something into oblivion. Yeah. Okay, so the swooping hawks have landed there. Please forgive the dice for the moment. They'll be moved away at the end of the movement phase. The swooping hawks have landed there. They're going to drop their grenades on that dreadnought. That's within 12 inches, and I get to roll 1 dice for each swooping hawk, and for every 6 I roll, does a mortal wound. The Claw is also playing an Alpha Legion stratagem called Ambush, which allows a unit that's within 18 inches of them to shoot at them as they come in. So I'm hoping for 8, 6 or more.
Is this simultaneous?
I think it's simultaneous,
Yeah, let's do it, yeah.
But, you know, just out of general principle, I want it dead. 1. Just the 1, but I'll take it. It was free, I'll take it. Right. Now you're ambushing me. Is there any minus to hit? They have 8. Is there any minus to hit on
ambush?
On ambush.
I don't think so. I'll check.
Okay. 1. Oh, no. Let's not pause the camera. It takes button presses and things. I only ask because Auspex Scan, which is the Space Marine one, does have a minus to hit.
As if it was the shooting phase.
Okay. Ooh, superb.
It did cost 2, which I'll do now.
Okay, cool. Right then, so you've got 6 shots with your frag missile because there's 10 of the unit you're shooting at. No, you've got an extra wound there, bud.
Right.
Let's start with 8. I only did 1, sadly.
Okay, so 6.
Yep.
6 shots.
Yep, hit on 3s. Ooh. Okay, Uno, winning on a 3. Yep, saving on something.
That'll do it.
Yeah, that'll do it. Multi-melter?
Will you say that's cocked?
No, I'm saying that's a 5 from directly above.
Okay.
So that's going to hurt.
Not a 1.
Not a 1. Okay. Yeah, that burns straight through and murderises one of them. Okay, so that's the swooping hawks dealt with.
1 mortal wound, 1 dead.
Yeah, call it a tie.
Yeah.
So the Howling Bounties have come in, and the Alpha Legion have scrambled their coordinates, pushing them back an extra 3 inches. Now, they get a plus 3 inch to their charge, so it's not inconceivable that I get in, but it is a long way out, and actually, he's not actually in the terrain for connecting to the terrain, so that won't slow. I won't have to move through the terrain to get within half an inch of that guy, so that one won't slow me. I could also bring the Warlock in and use his spell to get the reroll. Spirit Walk spell, or Ghost Walk, or whatever it's called. Ooh. Right, they're in. Now, let's see what I'm going to do next. So that took a long time. It's now Sunday. Oh, no, it's not. So, brought in the Striking Scorpions, and my coordinates were scrambled again and pushed me back. So I have stayed equidistant from the bikes and this unit to get the opportunities on both. The Warwalkers, I had quite a dilemma as to which side to bring them on and what to shoot at. But in the end,
you saw a character.
Yeah, well, he's a character. I could shoot him in the face, which would be really cool. Or I might want to get the Havocs instead first. And come to that, that's tomorrow's problem. I might spend the points on the Dark Reapers being able to kill these guys. It's just the board control has just absolutely pushed me back. I could have kept some of my stuff back another turn, but then I don't think I need them on the board. I need them on the board to do the damage. It's the problem. So basically what I was doing is push the close combat units back, which, yeah, is perfectly reasonable. The Rangers have come on here. If he hadn't done the thing with the Striking Scorpions, that's where the Striking Scorpions were going to go, and we're going to turn those into pate. They're tomorrow's problem. So over here, we did the thing with the Swooping Hawks. The Banshees have come in over here. I moved them about a lot, trying to think where to put them. And Cronrith has come with them to try and help Ghost Walk them onto that, onto the objective, into the fight. And these Pathfinders found a little nook and are desperately hoping that their brother Space Elves are going to kill those monkey, and kill those monkey. So they can hold that objective next turn. I don't like their chances. So now I need to work out what on earth I'm doing with the Psychic phase and then do that. Okay, so start the Psychic phase. We have spent a command point on Seer Council so that Cronrith and Illusar get +1 to the Psychic tests by being within 6 inches of each other. So first up, Illusar is going to guide the Swooping Hawks, enabling them to reroll to wound. The Chaos Sorcerer, Alfarius, is just out of denial range. So casts on a something. Not that.
Reroll it.
Cast on not that. I'm
just reroll it.
I'm going to reroll it with
reroll it until you succeed. That's what elves do, isn't it?
Says the monkey. Okay, 7 + 1, 8. That is enough. We're then going to doom these guys. They're doomed. On 7, 8. Successful dooming. Now is the clincher. Cronrith is going to attempt to cast Ghost Walk on the Banshees to give them an extra +2 to charge. Which casts on a 6, +1, so we're looking for a 5. Whew! Casts on a 7. So the Banshees, now for being acrobatic, have +3 to charge, and for Ghost Walk have +2 to charge. So they're on +5 to charge. So I'm hoping I can still ruin their day. Okay, time to do some shooting. What is only shooting at one thing? That's a very good question. The guided Swooping Hawks are only shooting at those cultists. Yay, time to kill some monkey! 4 cultists remain. I am regretting not dooming them now. I'd have wiped them out if I doomed them. So I'm going to have to put more fire into them if I want to wipe them out. Because I am well aware that cultists are everywhere. And for 2 command points, they can come back in.
They'd have to survive the...
They would have to survive, but they won't automatically run off now. 1 will run off, and the other 3 will run off on 1s and 2s. So I've got to kill them. I've got to kill 3 of them if I want to do that. So, what else is an issue using at one thing? I'm going to use Feigned Retreat with the Dark Reapers to shoot at the bikes, even though I fell back. With only 3 shots from the Tempest launcher, only 1 bike is slain. So now, oh gosh, I am in such a target-rich environment for those poor Rangers. More thinking. So the Viper has fired the Eldari missile launcher with a Star Shot missile. I can never remember the name. The crack missile. Threaded the needle down to shoot at this biker.
Because at -2, he still got it.
-2, he still got it. Successfully wounded. He's failed the save. The guy's got 2 wounds.
Come on, roll one.
There's the one. There's the one. I'm seeing it in my future.
Hey.
Splaticated. Okay, so the Warwalkers have opened up on the Havocs. Mistakes were made. I could have brought these in further round. I only had to be within 3 inches of the edge and not within 9. If I'd gone further, I'd have been within 12 of them, so it would have been an extra. I wouldn't have had them extra -1 to hit. Note to self for future. Either way, there are 5 saves to take, and 2 of them, Blade Storm is in effect. So these are -3. So +1 for cover will be a 2+ save, -3, saving on 5s. 1 passed. And the others saving on 2s, yeah. So only 1 died, that's the problem. The veteran, the champion. The champion's dying, is he?
Yes.
Yeah. Champion. He's outlived all the others. He's risen through to be the best one.
He's the first one to be shot.
Oh, you lucky. Oh, they are living.
That was a thing once upon a time.
It was a thing once upon a time. They are living charmed lives. I have a dilemma now. Well, I say a dilemma because they are going to utterly murder those Rangers. Yeah. So I could use the Rangers to kill off those. I could use the Rangers to kill off those cultists, and they should probably do it with either shuriken pistols or the Eldar rifles. But then they will just get murdered by these next turn. So, and they are sat on the objective. I need those points. We need to secure this site and keep the monkey out of the webway. So I think we're going to have to put the Eldar rifles into those guys. So the Rangers have managed to pierce one of the eye sockets with a long rifle and kill a Havoc with a mortal wound on a 6. And you have 3 saves to take in addition. Saves of 2+ because of the cover. We just say at the start... 3, mate, 3. We just say at the start we weren't really going to kill anything shooting at each other. No, just the 1. Okay, so we've taken 1 heavy bolter out of that unit. It's not enough. It's not enough. I'm running out of bullets. I say running. I've run out of bullets. I could throw the singing spear at this unit. But that would be an interesting dilemma, actually, because he would have to take off the champion. But he'd still outnumber me on the objective. I need to be on the objective. Would he take off the champion? What was that? Maybe we don't throw the singing spear. I really should have thrown the singing spear. I really should have fired the twin shuriken catapults at them as well. But he's seen the future. He knows if that one falls, the Howling Banshees will fall short. Yeah. Yes! Safe! Still narrative. Okay, otherwise I would totally have had to have done it. Found a way out. Okay, charges. The Scorpions are totally out of range of everything. Next turn they're going to run up to those and nut them. I guess that is a choice I'll just have to make. Does he murder the Rangers or does he murder the Scorpions? Because if he murders the Rangers, it takes me off the objective. If he murders the Scorpions, if he doesn't murder the Scorpions, they are going to tear his head off next turn. Okay, charge phase. I can't put it off any longer. So The Howling Banshees and Cronrith are going to charge together. A little bit peculiar because they've got abilities that get them to move further, and they are charging as one unit as per our house rules. But Warlocks have all previously been Aspect Warriors. Who's to say this one wasn't a Howling Banshee? Maybe that's part of his story. That's who he was. Not all Howling Banshees are female. But that said, it's magic, innit?
Because 12-inch charge.
Yeah. 12-inch charge plus 5, so I need 7. 7 on 2d6. What are the odds?
That's average.
Bad even.
Roll the dice.
I'm not nervous.
Yes!
Right, now I need to go to the rulebook and desperately find rules that might do something. An hour and a half later, having entirely reread from cover to cover Codex Craftworlds and Phoenix Rising, I concede that they failed the charge.
Yay! By how much?
9 inch!
Yay!
Right, so that it. Oh, can I do other charges? Is there anyone out? He can't. He fell back. Now the Farseer could. It is possibly what we might consider imprudent. He has 2 attacks. Yeah, they could. They could. Yeah, they could. Why on earth they would? I don't know. I suppose the Rangers could charge those cultists, but then they'd be off the objective, which would be stupid. No. It's not gone well. It's not gone well. So at the end of the turn, I killed no characters. I've not controlled the thingy. I've killed a few Marines. I'm maybe on about 1 point by now. Maybe 2. No, I'll be on 1 point for killing those cultists. Yeah. Okay. What's that for? Oh, morale. Yeah, morale. Let's do the morale phase. Do they fail? Yes, they do.
So I lost a few.
Yeah, all right. So 16 plus 1, 17. So you failed by 10. So 1 runs away, and another 3 run away on 1s and 2s. No, they've obviously been well indoctrinated. Okay, so that is the end of Eldari turn 2. Let's go to Night Lords turn 3. No, not Night Alpha Legion. I've been filming a lot of Night Lords recently. Let's go for Alpha Legion turn 3.
Hydra Dominatus.
Okay, so we're jumping into informal mode. The Alpha Legion scored 15 points for objectives at the start of their turn. Controlling that one, and that one. These guys are running out to try and murderize Farseer Ilisar. Those are the cultists who disappeared off the board last turn using Riskabiskabi.
The something
Renascent Insurgents Infiltration. Okay. So they jumped off and came back on. And the clause agonised briefly, but not very long, about these 3 guys in the middle. They've gone to ground and have fallen back, having done their infiltration, planting their devices on this alien artifact, this Xenos artifact. And the Terminator's moving up into position. So the Claw has played Tide of Traitors. And they've been removed from the battlefield and are coming back as a full-strength unit. The net effect being, I've only killed 7 Marines so far.
5 of which blew up.
5 of which were in an exploding Rhino. So, yeah, it's not gone great. All my close combat units are out of position. Those Banshees are about to be shot over there. And there is what's it called? The Speaky Whaley.
Oh, the Hydra's wail.
The Hydra's wail. There is an eerie, ear-piercing sound that is cascading throughout the valley and echoing.
Previous round.
Yeah, you forgot it.
I forgot.
You forgot it.
You always forget relics.
And we got back. We went too far through the round to say, well, would I have spent this? Would I have spent that? But the net effect being that the distracting sound means that any stratagems I spend, I'll roll a dice on a 4+. I have to spend another command point. I've only got 2 command points, So that will make me think about what I use my command points on. I'm drawn well away from the objectives. The Alpha Legion have a cracking lead. Yeah. So that was the end of the movement phase.
More contests!
Hooray!
We persuaded those slowly. They've only turned up.
Yeah. Well, they've been converging from all sides following previous orders. Okay, psychic phase. Do you know what you're doing with your Sarkis?
No.
No. Okay. Do you want me to give you a minute?
Yes.
Okay. So psychic dominance definitely belongs to the Eldari on this battlefield, with the eldritch energy coming off that tampered with webway gate. No spell psychic power successfully manifest. Okay, so moving on to the shooting phase. I spent a command point on Pathfinders, meaning that these Pathfinders can only be hit on a 6. Brilliant move. Want them to stay alive. Yes. Yay me. However... and it didn't cost me an extra point with the Wailing Hydra. But the Terminators have opened up and scored 6 hits and wounds. So these bolters are regular saves, which you're going to save on 5, because I'm not in cover to get the benefit from my special coats. So saving on 5s. So that's 4 dead. And the Reaper autocannon is at -1. 5 dead. Okay. Havoc's opening up on him.
How many is there?
2, 3.
3 left. Those 3?
Yeah, it will be. How did you guess? Whilst he's thinking about that, let's have a little wander to the dead pile. We're a dying race and we do it very well.
3 dice. Or do I shoot at the scorpions?
I'll get back to you.
Suppose the risk.
The Havoc's choosing to shoot down at these Pathfinders to try and thin them out even more, take them off the objective, and scoring no successful hit wound things. Well, 1 hit, no wound. Okay. Oh, tanky, shooty. 2 last cannons over here at these things. Okay, hitting on 4. Yeah, okay, that'll do. Winning on 3s. Toughness is less than...
He rolls a hit. It's hits for him.
It's a hit, yeah. Okay, so 1 wound, 1 fail to wound. Minus a lot. I have a 5 up invulnerable save. 5 up invulnerable save. Which I fail. D6 damage. For 4. One of them's damaged. So to ignore Al giggling. 2 wounds left on that Warwalker. And the Chaos Lord has just... immolated a swooping hawk with a plasma pistol, and he's now in hysterics because he thinks it's like shooting a pigeon. So whilst he giggles, these guys have opened up with their pistols and striking scorpions. 10 were in range, 4 wounds came through, so 4 saves of 3+. Oh, 1 died.
To a cultist. A shame.
To a cultist. Well, he's not actually dead. He's just having a nap. Right, you know what you're doing next, bud?
I'm here now, aren't I?
Right, okay. There's a lot of dice for that. Are we doing this one or that one? Or this one or that one? That one?
This one.
Okay, who's that going on?
That could actually shoot the Howling Banshees if I wanted to, but I'm not going to shoot these.
Could. Alright, okay. So it's D6 shots, minimum 3, because there's 5 or more in that unit. So 6 shots. It's not my night. 6 shots. Hit on 3s. 2.
Who's not night?
It's still not my night. The score's 31-0. It is not my night. Okay, 2 successful wounds, -1 from the frag missile, saving on 5s. Ha 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 ha! Eldari aspect armor stands firm. Oh, it's a multi-melter. It's not going to stand quite so firm now, is it? Yeah, not so much. No, I don't think that went. I think that went. It's just a mist. It's just vapor. Vapor. Come on, pass me a corpse. Okay, so this unit of Monkey split their fire, plasma weapons into the Viper, taking a wound off it, bolt of fire into this Exarch. 2 saves, needs to make them both. Needs to make at least one, I should say. He's fine. His
never split fire.
Aspect armor holds fire firm. You'd totally have killed him if you fired the plasma gun at him as well. Yeah. Ah. Okay, right.
I've got to get a bucket of dice now.
Yeah. Right, we'll come back to you post bucket. Okay, so they've opened up. 8 saves to take with the Howling Banshees. 4+. What? 1 died. Yep, I'll take that. So, on to the charge phase. And these Marines are charging Farseer Ilisar.
3 inches.
They make it in. No Overwatch. Okay, what else is charging?
That's charging in.
Okay, not Overwatching. That looks promising.
Measure it.
Well, I should have been more than 9 away from you, actually. But you need to be within an inch. How do the maths of that work?
We were 9 inches away when you placed.
Yeah.
So,
well,
yeah.
what is it now? Is it in now? Let's not.
Yeah, it's in now.
It's in now, yeah, okay.
Take your wings with you. He's charging in.
Yeah.
He did move, so it's a lot less.
Nothing I can do about that. I would have really liked to have watched him. Don't move the objective counter. I saw what your hand was doing. Right, what else?
Those cultists.
Yep.
They are charging the guys with the
Reapers.
Reapers, yes.
You'll have to go through the cover. I'm not sure you can actually make it.
Oh, yeah.
You did a 12.
I'll do that one. I'll do those.
Come on, the camera's rolling. Come on.
I know.
Chop.
You don't like to edit. No.
Yeah, okay.
They
Well, all it means is you're making it longer for the audience.
Okay. These guys charging a howling badges.
Oh, yes, I'm late now.
Come on, keep up.
Come on. They failed. They're probably quite pleased they failed.
No. Banshees are going to have to kind of decide where they're going to be charging to. So,
yeah, right.
Successful. These were successful. He's going to put him into your mind, boy.
Okay, bearing in mind I can't interrupt, where are we starting?
Start here.
Okay. Right.
The Chaos Lord.
So 3 Hawks have been killed by the Lord, and 4 saves from the Dreadnought, kicking the Hawks to death. I've dropped dice to the count. Saves of 4+, 3 more die. Leaving the Exarch. Okay, so now we move on to the fight with Ilisar and the Chaos Marines. The Marines have fought and caused 2 wounds. Invulnerable saves of 4+. 2 saves. Now the Power Fist. Hitting on 4s. Okay. Oh dear. Wounding on 2s. 3 wounds. 3 invulnerable saves of 4+. Past 2, failed 1. D3 damage. For 3. He's been hurt, but he's not out. Okay, so return combat both here and here. No damage done to the Monkai. And that looks like the end of...
Yeah, so that was my only chance to get the Warlord.
Yeah, my heart bleeds. Okay, so the Rangers need to take a morale test. They lost 5. 5 plus
11.
Yeah, that's more than that. So 1 runs. The other 2 will run away on 1s and 2s. They're good.
Yay!
They're good. I'm going to get some points in a minute. The Swooping Hawk Exarch, 8 plus 2 is 10. That beats his leadership. He flies off also. And that is the end of Alpha Legion turn 3. Cheers, bud. Alpha Legion turn 3. And, yeah, it's not looking great. Well, not for the Eldar, anyway. Okay, let's see what the Eldar can do. So, welcome to the thinking phase. So, Start of Eldar turn 3. I'm actually on the scoreboard because I control 2 objectives. 5 points each for them. And because of my secondary objective, I get an extra 2 points. So I've actually got 14 points. So I'm
You get 2 for each or just the 2?
2 for each.
Okay.
It is... the thinking phase has been interrupted. If you control the objective marker in your deployment zone and score 2 points for each marker that you control, not in either player's deployment zone. Yeah, 2 for each. So I'm on 14. So the way I can get more points is by killing characters. One there, one there, one there. None of which are particularly exposed. By thinning the ranks and by holding objectives. So I think the best way I can do that is by killing anyone who could threaten them, which is a bit of a tall order considering these fellas are here, and securing this objective as well. I've not really got a lot of things to secure it with. I also need to stop him slaying my warlord. So the Banshees could in theory go over there and mess up all those cultists. I really can't afford to do that. I can't stay in combat and smite because I don't have smite. If I fly out, I can't use any of my psychic powers. But do I care about that? Do I care about not being able to use the psychic powers? What would I be doing? I'd be doing Doom and Guide. Actually, yes. I'm going to guide and I'm going to guide the Banshees and doom these Marines. They are going to get messed up. Messed up. They totally are. So I really have to try and hold on to these 2 objectives for next turn as well, with a tiny, tiny number of models. So I think what I'm going to do is Banshees are going to go in over here, mess them up. He's going to try and hunker. I'm going to measure and see if I can get out of line of sight of those guys and still be within that objective. I probably can't, but I'm going to try it and see. Maybe missile fire down into those guys, get a lot of shots. I might move that onto the objective, for there are more things to actually take out. What I'm going to do over here, I think the Dark Reapers are probably going to put fire into these guys just to annoy them, to be quite honest. Scorpions are going to come here and deal with these. I'm going to put more fire into these Havocs, because, you know, they're really annoying. That tank's annoying, but tomorrow's problem. Yeah. So that's what we're going to do. Let's see how that works.
Sounds like a plan.
It does indeed. Okay, so we are at the end of the Eldar psychic phase. So what has happened? As mentioned, the Dark Reapers have come around here for better line of fire to those Terminators. For striking Scorpions, they're going to mess up these cultists. The Walkers have advanced and made it into the cover to... because it's so dense, they're actually in the cover. They can see past the rocks, people hiding behind, and put their guns straight up to their heads.
And finally kill the Havocs.
Finally kill the Havocs. We're trying to kill all those. I thought they'd be an easy kill in turn 1 with 1 volley from a Tempest launcher. Sadly not. Okay, so he's moved here to hold the objective, as has the Viper, so there are 2 units got to be killed to take me off the objective. They're both going to put fire down into these cultists, and the shuriken pistols from the Banshees are going to go in as well, that most of them are in range. Psychic-wise, the Farseer Ilisar has doomed these Marines, failed to guide the Viper, and failed to innovate those Marines. Long story short, just rerolling to wound on those Marines. If they're still alive at the end of this turn, the laws of probability will be breaking around me. Right, let's do some shooting. So, all the small arms from over here, the missile from the Viper, the Avenger Shuriken catapults from the Exarch, 2 of them with the exploding 6s, and the pistols from the Banshees killed 2 cultists. I didn't go so well. Ilisar also failed to kill a Marine with his pistol, which I kind of expected. Right, coming over here then. These 2 Dark Reapers are going to shoot these Terminators.
-1 to hit.
-1 to hit, yes indeedy. So the ordinary Dark Reaper is going to hit on 3s because there's no minuses to a Dark Reaper.
Ooh.
That's alright, I rolled 2 2s, mate.
Yay!
Yay! Okay, so 2d6 shots from the Tempest Launcher. 5. I'll take that over 3. Hitting on 3s. For it. Wounding on 4s. 1 at -1. Yes, fine. Oh dear. It's happening again. Right, the Scorpions are going to shoot at these cultists. 6 cultists killed to shuriken fire, which is totally more in line with what we expected over here. Okay, so these Warwalkers are shooting out these Havocs. 18 shots, hitting on 3s. Because I'm inside your cover and I'm nearer than 12 inches away.
Fair enough.
Yay! I'm doing live dice rolling thing. I wish I'd been able to guide these and doom those. Strength 6, wounding on 3s. 6 is Ren, drop dice never count. Okay, so... Right, 2 at -3. +1 for being... Oh, do you get the +1 for being in the cover? Yeah, you must. Do you? Well, roll those 2. 5's to save. Yeah, alright. So that's 1 dead from that. And then 5, 9 more 2-up saves. Right, leave those dice there. I desperately need to go and check to see if you get the cover from the shooting with the inside, because that's going to make a big difference.
That many different.
That many... yes, it is. Okay, so I'll kill 1. I'm going to go and kick him in the teeth in a minute. Okay, so, yeah, I can't see anything in the rules that says you don't get the cover if you're being shot at. So, yeah. So, Al has no command points, so there will not be any Overwatch. These 3 Rangers are going to go and kick their teeth in. They're not Rangers, they're something else, but yeah, they're in. Okay, so movie. Bit of fiddling with terrain.
He's panning in the thing now.
Yeah, it will be in a minute.
Heroic intervention thing.
Yeah, at the end of the phase, you get to do that. Okay, he's charging those guys.
Oh, it was 2 inches. I got rid of the guys in front of him.
We need a tape measure. Only just. And then Cronrith and the Howling Banshees are going to pile and jump on these monkey and beat them to death with sticks on a 8. Okay, so at the end of the fight charge phase, Alfarius piled in over here. Sorry, heroically intervened. And he's going to twonk a Warwalker with his Crozius.
Yep.
But at the start of the fight phase, the Mandy Blasters trigger on these striking Scorpions. Because of the Exarch power that he took, that I can't remember the name of, they're going to trigger on a 5+. So on a 5+, it causes mortal wounds. Kind of wasted on cultists. 2 dead. Okay, I'll take that.
I respect him.
9 remaining. Was it 9 killed? No, 9 killed. 9 killed, 3 remaining. I can count. I can't see more than 3 cultists in front of me. 3 cultists. Right, now onto the Warwalkers. Only 2 of them can attack the Havocs because they're within half an inch, and the other one will kick the Alfarius person. Okay, so the Warwalkers have 2 attacks each. The 2 guys going into the Havocs. Hitting on 3s.
Wow.
They aren't 3s. I just said to Al, tell you what, we'll get this on camera because you don't often see Warwalkers in combat. Yeah. Okay, these guys are going to hit on 3s, but Alfarius has a Warlord trait, which means that we hit him on Clandestine, which means we hit him on 4s. No. Okay. Moving on. Let's go over there and banshee some things to death.
-3 to AP.
So, yeah, -3 AP. The power swords, mate. Sorry, Al started talking to me as I was starting filming. So it's a total of 5 saves to take from the Howling Banshees. At -3. Saves are 6s.
No 6s.
They did!
They really could do with 2 wounds.
Yeah. That's gonna... Yeah, the time is not on your side for that. Right now, they've got a wound each. Well, to be fair, actually, the ones from the Exarch were multi-wound. I just put them all in together. They'd have been D3 wounds. So they're dead. Good. Which is nice. Oh, there's a special on for that. Is it tonight? It is tonight. on Dave, the Fast Show reunion special. Wow. Okay, so the Howling Banshees can consolidate towards those cultists. Feels foolhardy. They have guns. But, you know, they're Howling Banshees. They might want to go for the Dreadnought next turn. They're going to stay put. Let's see what next turn brings. Okay, so we have got some return attacks. So over here with these cultists, they have... yeah, you forgot I had attacks earlier. I'm being nice and telling you you've got yours. 6 attacks, bud. No. No, well, there's 5 hits, yeah. No.
Bunk.
Okay, your Havocs are going to have 2 attacks each because they have Shock Assault. Hit on 3s. Wounding on a 5. Saving on a 3. Yeah, we're good.
Crucius and death.
Yeah.
Do you know what the Crucius does?
No. Oh, it's a very pretty colour, this ambulance.
Really?
Melee.
Strike +1, AP -1, 2 damage.
How many attacks has he got? 4?
3 base.
So 4 with Shock Assault. 2 hits, I think.
Weapon skill 2.
Oh, 2?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. But that's good. Strength is +2 with the Crozius, did you say?
+1.
+1, okay, it evens then. Force to wound. Okay, so 2 set minus how many?
-1.
Okay, 2 saves of 4+. Ooh, 1 pass, 1 fail. How much damage?
2.
2. Okay, that gets him, but does he explode? No. Dink. You can pile in if you want to. Morale. Go on, they lost 17.
Many.
Okay, 23. Okay, oh, they don't all run away. Right, 1 runs away and 2 run away on 2s. No. 1 runs, 2 stay. Feels a bit...
Does.
Oh, well, they're dead in a minute. Okay, at the end of Eldari turn 3, the Havocs are still alive.
Do these have morale?
They do not. They might. It's going to be at least 7. Good job. I might actually have to check the book. Alpha Legion, turn 4. So it's the end of the movement phase of Alpha Legion turn 4. Alfarius, the cleric, has disengaged from combat and encountered a prayer of battle, the name of which I can't remember, which means the Havocs will be re-rolling to hit in combat. Much more appropriate.
Dark Zealotry.
Dark Zealotry. Oh, sounds good. Okay, the Terminators have started advancing ponderously forward, intent on clearing that objective. The Sorcerer has held back to hold this objective, basically sending the elites forward. Alfarius there has decided to stay back and direct the tank fire rather than accompanying former Alfarius forward to try and clear this objective. And the brainwashed zealots yelling for the Emperor are running forward towards the Xenos scum. They should do some damage to the Howling Banshees. We will see how they go. So that's the moving. Any psychicking?
It's the only thing I can. Still think I'm not in range. Oh, I might be.
I think you might be in range of the Reapers. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Cool. Smite.
Smite and prescience, I think.
Okay.
So, smite.
Smite. 5 up. Yep. D3 wounds. 2. That kills the Reaper and puts a wound on the Exarch. Then prescience goes off on a...
Not that.
Not that.
Okay, let me have a think and see what I want to shoot first.
Okay. So at the start of the movement phase, I played the Pathfinder stratagem again, so that the claw can only hit these Pathfinders on 6s. The Terminators are opening up.
Right, so the combi bolters.
3 hits. Ooh.
I wanted
Ooh.
more.
So no hits from the Reaper Cannon, so 3 wounds on 3 pluses with the bolters. 1 wound. Do I save? Need a dice. Do I save on a 5+? I do not. 1 goes down.
2 from the wizard.
Yep, the wizard's going to get his 4 shots.
Space wizard's 4 shots.
Hits once. Ooh. Was that to wound?
That was 2 wound to 6.
Right, okay. 5+. No!
Space wizard died.
The Space Wizard didn't die, it's the Space Elf that died. Okay, so they died. Rerolling 1s to hit with the Predator shooting at the Venom. Viper. Venom? Viper? Viper. Venom. One of them's Dark Eldar, one of them's Eldar. The one that shooting at that. Okay, you've hit.
Hit one.
Wounding on a 3. That's a wound. -3 punches straight to. No, I think I'm going to save for 6. I'll check if I roll a 6. I didn't roll a 6. How many damage? 4 to get through. That does it. Does it explode?
What's that? Hang on. There's a stratagem. How many points is it to blow up?
Oh, you have to check. That's
the thing.
That's an Alpha Legion specific one.
Blowing up thing, because we rigged it to blow, you see.
2.
Sabotaged armory.
2.
It's a 1.
2. How did I can understand you getting to a human armory. How did you get to my armory?
We get everywhere.
So it explodes, yeah?
I can't remember now.
I'm pretty sure that's what it does.
No, you still get the roll. If any Alpha Legion from your army in the battlefield.
I'm going to have to go back and check what I rolled. Because I did roll. Do you want me to check what I rolled? Because I can't remember. Or do you want me to roll it again?
Roll it again.
Okay.
Hang on. If any Alpha Legion units from your army are on the battlefield, add 3 to one of the D6 rolls.
Right,
The
okay,
rolls
so...
cannot be re-rolled.
Okay, so it's going to...
That plus 3.
Yeah, so it's going to blow up on a 3 up. 5. Blows up. 1 mortal wound to every unit within 3 inches? 3 inches. Does a mortal wound to... Which I'll use this dice. To this Exarch.
Was that worth it?
It was not.
Did I just want to do it because it was... Yeah?
Yes, you did. Right, what's next, boss?
Shooting everything he's got.
Really?
Yeah.
Alright, okay. Frag missile or crack?
It's points things, and I still feel that you're going to turn it around and win.
I'm not, mate. That does not happen in 9th edition. Look, what's going to happen at the start of my turn is I'm going to get no points from not holding that objective. If you shoot me off that, I'm going to get no points from not holding that objective. They are my secondary objective. My other objectives are killing your characters. I have killed none of your characters. What we're going to do at the end is count up how many cultists I've killed, divide the number by 10, and add that to my score. You'll notice you are winning 41 points to 14.
You've turned it round before. It's just...
Not in 9th ed.
It's ingrained in me.
This edition is made so that doesn't happen, and I assume that's for competitive play reasons. It can't swing like that in this edition. You're safe. I mean, in many ways, there's no point in us carrying on playing because you've won. But, you know, it's a laugh, isn't it? Go on, shoot him then, sir. Shoot him.
I'm going to shoot him with everything. So, minimum of 3. 3.
It's not a minimum of 3. There's less than 5 models.
Oh, right. So 1 shot.
Yeah.
Okay. 1 shot.
It explodes nearby and a bit of shrapnel hits
1
him.
shot for...
Save on 5. That's a problem. He did.
And the melter goes into nowhere.
Yep. So my points rapidly running away. And by running away, I mean flushing down the toilet.
These guys. Shooting these girls.
Yeah, alright. Oh, we'll come back to you when that's happened. Okay, the cultists yell for the Emperor and unload indiscriminately with auto gunfire and stubber fire, scoring 10 wounds, saving on 4 pluses. I can't be that lucky twice. Well, I'm kind of lucky. 4 dead. Okay, so after a discussion on the nature of brainwashing, the cultists are going to charge the Howling Banshees. For 7. Ooh, we need to measure. Yeah, they're in. Okay, and the Dread is trying to do a long bomb 12-inch charge to get to the Farseer. No. Okay, so pistol shot from a cultist brings down another striking Scorpion. Maybe he was wrestling him and held the auto pistol up to an eye socket or something. Either way, there's a Scorpion down. So, charging... Did I mention that or not? I can't remember. I might be doing that in the wrong order, who knows. So, we have the Dreadnought failed his long bomb charge. The cultist very much made it in. So, however, at the start of the fight phase, the first thing that happens is the Mandy Blasters fire and hit on 5 pluses. Kill 1. I assume that's the one you wanted me to kill.
They're the same. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, good. Good. Because that's the one that's dead now. Okay, no, I have no ability to interrupt or anything like that, so it is the cultists kicking the teeth out of the Howling Banshees. Oh, the ignominy. The ignominy. So 15 are in range, one of which is the unit champion, with a total of 31 attacks. This is basically the same as your shooting again, except more shots. Or same strength, same number to hit. The only difference is the Banshees are getting a 5-up shrug against the damage in the melee phase, the fight phase. Okay, we'll come back to you.
2 each.
10 saves on the Banshees as these brutal monkey club at them with the stocks of their guns. Failed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the Exarch, that's the unit. So, after charging units, it's the player whose turn it isn't who gets to pick who goes first. And these Warwalkers are going to kill these Havocs. Hitting on 3s. Yeah! Wounding on 3s. Yeah, 3 saves. A 3 plus... Oh, hang on. It's at least 2 saves. They're strength 5. So no, it's only 2 saves. It's only 2 saves because they're strength 5. I killed them. They're finally dead. I can die happy. Jiminy cricket. Okay. And pile in a bit further towards the enemy. Right, now you pick a unit to fight.
I'll pick that one.
Okay.
Go on, lad.
Oh, he's angry. 1 save.
Yeah!
Oh, for crying out loud! What is wrong with these elves?
Killer cultists.
Ah! We have had a lot. Right, now it's their turn to murder him. So, and as the cultists tear down the Banshees and pile into Farseer Ilisar, he feels the energy of his Eldar kin around him blinking away, and he realises that whilst he has a few of his kin left in the immediate vicinity, that this day and this battlefield belongs to the Monkey. They can only hope that when they get inside, should they penetrate the webway, that they can stop them another day. So, yeah, I'm calling it here. We could carry on playing, but really, all we'd be doing is... I don't think you'd wipe me out. I think I've got units over here that you can't touch. And I've got units over there that I can't do anything to. I can't get on the objective to score any more points. I can't clear characters because of where they're positioned, which means all I'm doing is killing cultists. I got through about 15 Marines and probably about 50 cultists.
10 Marines, 5 of those, 15, yes. You killed 37 cultists.
And a few of those.
Yeah, so yeah, 40.
40. So about 45. So I've got about 4 points from that. So I may be touching 20 points if I'm being really really generous to myself. And yeah, the Alpha Legion are just going to sit on these objectives and ramp it up. Well fought, sir. Good game. This is the point we would normally do the awkward left-handed handshake, because you only have an awkward left hand. Boom, boom! Yay!
Yes, we'll not do the COVID thing.
Nah, COVID. So yeah, where did this go wrong for me? It went wrong for me by being by being knocked off the objectives and surrendering board control, and all my reserves got pushed back. And my army was incredibly fragmented. I just couldn't get on these objectives to score any points. Some poor decisions on my part. Maybe I put too much in reserve. Maybe I went too narrative with the army. I don't know. Maybe they didn't bring the right tools to... I did worry I didn't have enough guns to take out monkey vehicles. And I did not. They're all still here, with the possible exception of the rhino that took an early bath. So how was it for you? That was your first game of 9th edition. What do you think?
I thought I was in for a pasting off round 1 when I killed
Nothing. not only not a unit, not a model.
Not a thing. They all dodged. Yeah. So yeah, it's okay. I like it. There's a lot of good things. A few rules that I don't like because of tournament plays that are bitten, but we'll get over that. We've always played and we ignored stuff that we don't agree with anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after first round, I thought I was going to go home early, and the way the objectives are spread out made me spread out, which made it difficult for you to come in.
Yeah,
and
I did.
with me pushing back your melee units, which is an absolute fantastic strat that I will be using with these all the time. I think that helped me. I think that strat, pushing those way out there and the Banshees way over there.
Yeah. Well, the Eldar have definitely learned from their encounter with the Alpha Legion. They won't be coming out of the webway and out of the shadows. They'll be coming down your gut in wave serpents. So they can get out of the doors. They can physically step onto the battlefield.
Yeah, that's great. The way that Alpha Legion are in everything and disrupting you. And,
Yeah, I only like that. I like the way you could put a bomb in one of my vehicles and make it blow up.
It wasn't fantastic, but it was... yeah, I had to do it because we did it.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. And it brought me off the objective. It took me off the objective. Yeah. I liked the disappearing and reappearing for the various stratagems. I liked it. It's a very nice army, and I like the way they play when you play it narratively. I wonder how many times I get the word narrative into 12.
You get paid for more than 12 times?
Yeah, my
narrative?
sponsor. Yeah, it's a narrative cola.
So I think.
Yeah. So, thank you very much for coming over, sir. Thank you for joining me in my mid-work break when I'm allowed to. Because in the office this week, in the office next week, got to isolate afterwards, means I can see people this weekend. I can't remember if I said that on my vlog or if I said that on camera here earlier. Either way, I'm making the film longer than it needs to be. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you everyone for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Bye for now.